Race fans, here with me with the current ISCS point leader, Nate Morlock, based out of Cottage Grove here, third-generation driver at this Speedway. He has the point lead by 10 points and for the track championship by 5 points. And Nate, big night for you and your team. Very exciting position to be. I'm sure even more exciting if everything turns out the way you want it after the night's over.
Yeah, coming into this year, we didn't get much races the last two in our first, couple 360 years, I guess you could say. We really didn't expect to be in the position we're in right now, but hopefully we can keep our stuff together tonight and make the most of it.
Nate, this race last year, you guys had a pretty good run. Had a little bit of a mishap, but I'm sure looking to have the same sort of result with a good start up front, and have a good run in the main event.
Yeah, last year we were able to, I don't remember how we qualified, but we were able to win the dash, win the heat, led the main for a while, but I just used up my tires too quickly, and I think it showed from the stands. But hopefully, tonight, if the same kind of situation happens, I'll save my tire for the end of the night. But chances are, with the track the way it is, I don't think tires are going to be an issue.
Well, Nate, glad you took the time out to do an interview with us. Best of luck to you, my friend.
All right, thanks.
Hi, race fans. Nate Morlock looking for the championship tonight. And race fans, here with the driver currently third in ISCS points. He's 10 points behind Nate Morlock, Rob Held of Sutherland. And Rob, first of all, your feelings going into tonight's race?
I think we're pretty focused on what we got to do. I mean, the position that we're in is that we just got to go out there and try to set fast time and try to win the heat. And then bottom line is we got to finish ahead of Nate. And that's pretty much, we try to win every week, but realistically, we need to have a good clean night, and you can't win it if you're upside down. So we're just going to give it our best shot. We got a few things we're trying here early in the night, and if they don't work, we'll go back to what we've been doing, which seems to be it's okay. I don't think it's quite good enough to win, but it's not bad. So I think it puts us in a good position to run well.
Last time ISCS was here, Rob, you finished third in that race last month. And a couple weeks ago when the ASCS Northwest region was in town, you guys put together a pretty decent run. That's got to build your confidence going in tonight.
Yeah, it does. We've just been working on it all year. We didn't get to race at all last year, and so we knew where we wanted to start, getting back into the J&Js, and we started there, and we were going okay, but we knew we had to get better, and we kind of had to find ourselves a direction. And I wish we would have found it a couple weeks earlier, but we started working in that direction. That's kind of where we've ended up to where we're at right now, and it's not bad. Certainly we had a pretty good run last week, and in all things considered, we actually made a bad choice for stagger the last time out, and we probably would have had a more legitimate shot at winning the race if we'd have made the right call. So, we're pretty confident, but it's a pretty stout field of cars here tonight. We got a few guys from Washington that come down, and we just gotta keep the thing going in the right direction and run hard and be there at the end.
Well, Rob, thanks for taking the time. I know you're a busy guy and you're trying to get out on the racetrack to burn some fuel. Best of luck to you, my friend.
All right, thanks, Benny.
All right, race fans, Rob Held of Sutherland, 10 points behind, looking to catch Nate Morlock for the season championship. lap is better. 13:13.3, 1:3.13. One of three. With the Raquel Ivy on the front row, 8 laps the distances. They will come out of the fourth quarter to take the green flag. He started in fifth. Well, Chad, very important here. Are you going to keep that basket, or are you going to move it on to someone else?
I think I'm going to take it.
Okay, so you're going to take Henry Van. Well, Rob, what is the decision that's been made for you? Are you going to keep what you got there, or move it along to someone else?
Well, I was going to take Henry's because I don't think he's been a part of these yet, but Chad did that, so I'm going to take Kyle's.
Okay, so he's going to take Kyle's. So already two guys have stolen. Kyle, what are you going to do? You've gotten stolen by Rob. Are you going to get yours back, get someone else's, or stay with it?
And every week, somebody takes mine and it ends up being in the front row, so I'm going to take it back from Rob.
Okay, so he's going to take it back.
It's all right, the one's in here.
I know.
I think that was some information. Seth's okay. He's going to take Seth Nunez's basket.
I think I'll take Rob's.
Okay, so Rob's is going to get stolen.
Damn it.
Now, let's see. Okay, I'm just trying to remember how everything went. Okay, so Roger gets to open his. Now this is Rob Hell's original deal.
No way. No way.
It was the one!
I told you it was one.
It was the one.
Wants it back. At least I didn't hold on.
Sounds like a two.
There's no motion in it.
No, I guess I would have held on to yours and maybe you'd still take it.
The five. Seth Nunez originally had that. He's got a little bit of a smile on his first set. There's a six out here still, buddy.
8.
Kyle Miller, a 4.
So 6, 6,
Probably
3,
two
4.
still.
No, 6, 2.
Let's see, Seth Nunez. Seth Nunez got the 6. After all.
Rob may have been trading front row.
Okay. Rob Hell got there's still a 2 available.
It's the 2.
Hero start on the ass. And turn number 4. And we're Cottage Grove, you know what time it is? It's time for everybody to get up on your feet. For 2011 here at the Cottage Grove Speedway and send everybody off with a bang. Race fans, this is the second annual Western States Finals and the final race of 2011 for the Cottage Grove Speedway. Out of turn number 4, let them hear you. This is your feature of the evening. second. Chad Nolan, 30 lengths the distance. That is the front row. Out of turn number 4, Rick Daniels looking him over. Here we go. Neil Smith finishing 9th. J.J. Nickel 10th. Rick McGrath 11th. Todd Zeiler 12th. Mike Griffin 13th. Raquel Ivy 14th. Mike Romick 15th. Jesse Thistle, Katie Adelman, T. Hall, and Zach Spalding the rest of the finishing order. And there's your champion for the Interstate Sprint Car Series. And how about all these drivers going 29 laps non-stop? He's out of the car. Roger Crockett of Medford picking up the victory, my friend. Roger, first of all, congratulations. It looks like champion 3 times in a row here at the Cottage Speedway. And I know under the circumstances that you wouldn't have won it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You know, who knows what would happen. We were only a few points behind him, but it'd been nice to battle it out. But hey, we had a heck of a car all night tonight. We put a fresh ostrich in, getting ready to go to the Trophy Cup for a couple weeks. So definitely a good debut for it.
I was a little worried there for you for a second. I saw Miller get underneath it. He ran a great race. But on that, I believe it was the final race. Well, that was on the final restart. A couple laps going into that run, you just took it off, and lap traffic is really where it was decided. The car was a little bit better on the high side.
Yeah, you know, I seen Kyle get into second there, and Nolan's generally on the bottom, and I seen he was second, and so I figured the top must be pretty darn good. That was a hard thing tonight. The track was so even, it was really, really hard to tell where I needed to run starting the front of the race, but our car worked really, really well on the top, and the bottom, even rolled through the middle pretty good. We just got it really, really good tonight.
5 wins this season with this series. It's got to feel good at this point in time with the history of this group that you're the all-time winningest driver. And also, just the success of this year, talking with all the people that made this happen, so happy with the success that the series has had in just such a short time.
Yeah, definitely. You know, for a debut series, it was awesome. You know, the car counts, I think they had to average over 20 cars, and the format's awesome. The fans got to get pretty pumped up when the drivers come out to do that redraw. You know, nobody knows what the heck's going to happen, so that mixes it up quite a bit. And who knows what will happen next year with ASCS and that, but it'll be pretty fun trying to run both of them, or if there's only one, we'll do that.
Well, Roger, congratulations first of all on winning the championship. We'll let you celebrate with your crew.
Thank you.
All right, race fans, Rob in here. Rob Hell, Sutherland, and Rob, congratulations. You got to feel pumped up tonight. Thinking of this day right about a year ago, I'm sure you wouldn't have even imagined that something like this would happen to you as hard working team.
No, it's tough when you don't get to race. It's all you really want to do. And we had to sit down last year. We just didn't have enough money to finish the car. So to be here now is pretty surreal. We worked hard at it. My dad and I worked super hard at this thing. And just like Nate, it's kind of bittersweet because Nate had problems, Garen had problems, and I don't mean to take anything away from my dad and what we do. We built his engines. We maintained this car, and we made it. I can't believe it. We made every race. It was crazy. That's the biggest part of this deal is showing up, and we were consistent. Would have liked to gone out with a win. We made a couple changes to the car tonight, kind of trying some stuff, and we were half a step away from really being the best we've been all year right there. We just didn't quite go far enough, but congratulations to Roger on another win and a track championship, and it's just cool to be a part of Ryan's series. We were running the ASCS stuff, and it's just impossible for me to travel like that. There's just no way. We can't afford it. I can't take time off work. So to be able to run a series that's predominantly Oregon tracks made it possible for us to do this, and I can't think of it.
That was going to be my next question. Just your thoughts on the series. I know Roger said it, that it's exciting for the fans. The format is easy to follow, and it's really exciting too with the pill drop.
It is. I was fortunate enough to run one season with the NST and then one with the NSCS. It's a very similar format, and I really like it. I mean, I like qualifying, and to be honest with you, until this year, I've never been that good of a qualifier. So, we made some adjustments to be better at that. I just like the format, and I think that obviously Roger wins a lot of races, and I don't take anything away from him because we're all working to catch him. And I think we can. We just got to keep working at it, and hopefully along the way we put on good shows for fans, and they appreciate it. And they keep coming back.
Well, we appreciated you going up and down I-5 and over 32, or 38 and 42 to the coast, and have a safe winter, Rob, and we hope to see you with ICS in 2012.
Thanks, man. You know, I probably should, just real quick while I've got you all here, I got them the double wire powder coating. They've been with me since I started racing, and they're part of the reason my car looks as good as it does every year. Dan O'Neill, PDM Squared, tiny little machine shop in Roseburg, does all kinds of cool stuff. Anything that I've needed him to do, he's been there for me. Murphy Plywood, they've been there from the beginning, helped me out as much as they could. Independent Motor Builders, Ronnie Hine down in Roseburg, does the machine work on my block so we can put it together, which is huge. I mean, that you can't put a price on that. Well, you probably can, but I don't know what it is. You know, J&J built me a great car this year. It's something that I asked them to do. It's a little bit different, and we're still working on it, but it's going to be great. Oregon Aero, they're out of Scappoose. They do ejection seats for aircraft, and they fixed up my seat. It's the most comfortable seat I've ever had. It's awesome, and it's safe. I've been through the wall at home, and I can attest to it. Custom Automotive Reconditioning Service, Peter Goebel, he helped me a couple of years back when a lot of the people were falling off, and he stepped in and was huge, and a lot of the stuff I have, even if it wasn't something that he helped me with directly, I have it because it was something that I was able to, buy and sell, and I have it, and otherwise it wouldn't be here. Powell Plastering right there in Sutherland, been with me for probably 5 or 6 years. Great guy, Scott. Scott does great plaster work. If you need anything done, stuck on a house, he does awesome work. I got tons of references for him. I can't think of enough. My parents, it just takes a lot of help to make this go. Of course, my dad's shop, Hell's Automotive. My grandparents use car dealership, Hell Motors. It's a big kind of a family effort, and I can't thank them enough.
Well, congratulations, my friend, champion for the Interstate Sprint Car Series.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Rob, Hell Race fans. It takes a lot to make sure these things get up and down the road.
Hang on, Ben.
And we got one more interview, I believe. Race fans, here with tonight's second place finisher, Kyle Miller of Eugene. And Kyle, it looked like a good race going for you guys there. Briefly had the lead there. Just tell us about the main event for you.
We had a really good car starting out, and we got up, we started running the bottom, and I seen Roger running up top, and we really started reeling him in there, and a red flag came out, and I felt like we maybe lost a little bit during the red flag, but we came in, we started getting into traffic, and I reeled him in a little bit, and I actually at one point I got up next to him, and it was I ran into the wall of lap car, so I kind of had to slide back to top, and I could kind of keep pace with him, but once he got around that 2Z car, and it took me a while to get around him, and once I did, he kind of got away from me, and I just settled in on the bottom, and basically at that point settled for second.
It was a great battle for second between you and Chad Nolan, guys that have basically become two of the rising stars here in the Northwest for the younger guys. Good race there. You were able to solidify it, and you caught Roger a little bit there, but it looked like too little too late.
Yeah, I mean, he was up there. We had a couple lap cars in between us, and Chad's a great racer. He's awesome to race with. I've raced with him since I was 12 years old, so he's always ran me clean. We've always ran him clean, but just an awesome race. We were able to hold the bottom there. He got on the outside of me a couple times, and I was patient on the bottom. We were able to get some pretty good grip on the bottom and just stay down there and just keep her in second.
Got to feel really fantastic between you and your crew what this motor is capable of doing in just one night of racing.
Yeah, this motor, it's really running strong after one night. We did a couple things to the motor that we thought were maybe lacking when it burned up in the middle of summer, but it really, like I said, we put a different injection on it and whatnot, and it really seems to have woken it up, and it ran really strong all night, and I'm really excited. I mean, that thing started really getting broken in there towards the end of the main, and it's going to be a hard runner.
Well, that's second place, Kyle Miller of Eugene. Race fans, here with tonight's third place finisher, Chad Nolan from Central Point. Chad, a good run for you. It's been a good 4 races for you with this series. A 5th at Wairika, yep. A 3rd at Medford, and then a win here in August, and then a 3rd here tonight. Got to feel pretty good for you and your team.
Yeah, definitely. I just wish we could have made them to all the ISCS races, but just financially couldn't do it, so hopefully next year we'll be able to do something better. And yeah, I had fun. I love the series. It's awesome, and just had some good runs, so hopefully we'll do it again next year.
Very competitive series with all the different winners, even for that OrCal Challenge Series, 3 nights, 3 different winners. And that's coming from the guy that started on the pole for each race was the same guy, Garen Linder. It shows how competitive that series is, and I know qualifying has been a huge thing where fans have said, we love that you brought back the qualifying and the heat races, top 4 to the main.
Yeah. Qualifying definitely throws a different feel into the deal, especially with ASCS, how they don't qualify and you got to fight for every position in heat, and it's tough for qualifying because if you screw up one little moment on the track, then it puts you behind the A-ball big time. So,
well, glad you made it up here for, unfortunately, just one night of racing for the Western State Finals, but have a safe trip back down to Southern Oregon.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
That's third place finisher Chad Nolan from Central Point. And race fans, here with Enumclaw Washington's Henry Van Dam. Henry finishing 5th tonight. Your thoughts of how the evening went for you and your team?
Pretty disappointed on our side of it. We were real good early in the night, and the more we adjusted on it, the worse we got. So I don't know. We'll have to kind of reflect on what we did tonight and go back and see what we did wrong. But still, we were right there, and had some opportunities. Track was a little bit narrow tonight. It's kind of good around the bottom there, but it was still a great rate track. You can move around, run some different lines, and we just didn't really have a car that could get that aggressive with. So, but still, good night. Come down here and second quick and win the heat race. So, we were moving early and just didn't make it count at the end there.
Well, I know it's a little too early to say, this and that, but what's the plans for you guys for next year? Pretty much similar, run locally at Grays Harbor and hit some of the regional series?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Get as many races as we can. It's put a lot of time and effort to come out and do this stuff, so only getting 5-6 months out of the year to come do it, we try to get every chance we can. So we got a lot of great people helping out on this, and just makes it a lot of fun for us to go race and come down here, and just a great place to come race here. So I have a lot of fun every time we come down here, and still plan on we're gonna go run Trophy Cup later in the year, and then if that goes good, we'll try to go run some ASCS national stuff. So just keep working at it and see if we can get better.
Well, we know you come from a long ways, and so appreciate that you made the long trip down for one night of racing, and best of luck to you for the rest of the year.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, race fans, that's Henry Van Dam, tonight's 5th place finisher.